Hello, I'm David Chaston with 90 at 9, brought to you by interest.co.nz. This week, get everything you need to know in 90 seconds at 9 o'clock, including news that all eyes will be on the US non-farm payrolls report this week. But first, data for US durable goods orders came in much better for June on Friday, that's Friday US time, than markets were expecting. They were up 0.7% compared with a fall of 1% the previous month. Unfilled orders reached an all-time record of $1.1 trillion US dollars. It's a week that will end with some important announcements. Firstly, the US Fed meets this week. On Thursday, they will almost certainly reduce their asset purchases by another $10 billion to $25 billion a month, on the way to a complete end in October. And they'll probably note the recent strengthening of US labour markets, which in turn will get markets believing that interest rates will in fact start to rise in 2015. We'll get a good indication of which way the US labour markets are tracking with the release of the July non-farm payrolls report at the end of the week. Argentina is in its last week to pay its holdout bondholders, or it will default. It has the funds, but outside of its country, it can't pay without settling with those holders who did not agree to the haircut. Vultures, it calls them. Prospects for the country look poor without it getting this issue behind it. But passions and national pride are at stake. Who knows what they will decide on Friday. Last Friday, US Treasury 10-year yield slipped back to 2.47% at the end of trading as risk aversion grew on the worsening security conflicts around the world, including now in Libya. Stocks fell in late trade in New York. The oil price fell on the US benchmark to under $102 a barrel, but rose on the Brent benchmark to over $108 a barrel. Curiously, gold is lower again at $1,295 an ounce. We start the week with the New Zealand dollar lower again. We're at now just under 85.4 US cents, at 91.1 Aussie cents. The TWI is at 79.8. I'm David Chaston. That was 90 at 9, brought to you by interest.co.nz.